Child, people who were in Houston when there were rumors of a Pimp C tape know who was loose. And you know who they're talking about? Drum rolls, please. The one and only Beyonce, allegedly.
Who was in this Pimp C tape?
All I can tell you, there was a famous R&B chick, and it was a guy that was getting money at the time. And, you know, Pimp, he used to be in the studio. And every now and then he'd have a camcorder, so he was able to get some footage. And he wanted to do something with the footage, but I don't know why he didn't do nothing with it, but if I could have got a hold of that tape, I'd be a billionaire, man. Whoever it was, they would have to kill me, man. I know TMZ would have paid a bank for that one, man. But yeah, it is a tape, and if you read the comments, a lot of people figured out. Okay. A lot of people figured out because, you know, people that was in Houston at the time, they know who was a little loose.
And that's not even the worst part. Based on some whispers making rounds, Beyonce's name is going to come up pretty heavily in Diddy's trial. And prosecutors are going to expose everything. From how she allegedly participated in the freak-offs, what she knows about Cassie, what she knows about girls being transported around borders, what Jay-Z did to hide their shenanigans, everything.
I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough? You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston.
And based on what I've heard, Beyonce's very spicy and racy past is going to be put on blast as well. A lot.
And she was trained at the esteemed Berkeley College of Music. Handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington. Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started all the girls.
Well, basically, what people have been saying is that there's no way Beyonce and Jay-Z could be close friends with Diddy for 2 decades, be business partners, attend his parties, know his family, have countless business ties, vacation together multiple times, know all his kids, and not be complicit or at least aware of the illegal extracurricular activities Diddy is facing trial for. So, of course, it wouldn't be surprising if both Jay-Z and Beyonce are called to the stand. And while the prosecution may largely focus on the relationship between Diddy and the Carters, we know how these trials go. And most of the time, they unearth seemingly unrelated skeletons just to make a connection. Now, in Beyonce's case, what I've heard is that the prosecution intends to paint her as one of the girls who was being transported across borders. And to do that, they're gonna have to bring up Beyonce's alleged dark past. And I'm talking about everything from when she truly started dating Jay-Z, like her age at the time, to intimate activities she has participated in, similar to freak-offs. Guys, that's where Pimp C and their alleged tape comes in. Okay, just for a bit of background, back in the day, Pimp C first signed to Jive Records in 1992 as part of UGK with Bun B, and they released their major label debut album, Too Hard to Swallow. The group then followed this with their second and third major label albums, Super Tight in 1994 and Ridin' Dirty in 1996, both of which charted in the Billboard 200. The group also received national attention in 2000 after being featured on Jay-Z's hit single, Big Pimpin', which peaked at number 18 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the Rhythmic Top 40. Then they went on hiatus for the first half of the 2000s, and both members pursued solo careers. Unfortunately, in December 2007, on Jay-Z's birthday, Pimp C was found dead in his hotel room, with a coroner's report attributing his death to complications stemming from heavy consumption of lean and his pre-existing condition of sleep apnea. As for what exactly happened, Pimp C had been staying in the Mondrian Hotel in West Hollywood, California, where he had been working on new music and performing with Too Short. On the morning of December 4th, 2007, he was scheduled to fly back home, where his wife was waiting with his cousin at the airport to pick him up. And after not hearing from him the morning of the scheduled flight, his wife called the hotel and requested that they check on him. Based on reports, the hotel staff discovered Pimp C unresponsive in his hotel room, where paramedics pronounced him dead shortly after. Well, here's where it gets interesting. According to DJ Paul of 3 6 Mafia, Pimp's manager described seeing Pimp's body laying down like he was praying, but but there was blood around like he was hit. They thought he was probably hit in the head, but they didn't know what happened because there was blood everywhere. Based on what DJ Paul said, Pimp was knelt down like he was praying, and the candles were all the way burnt down. So they knew he'd probably been dead for a day or so because he always lit those candles to sleep. We even had someone like Too Short saying that he found the circumstances of Pimp C's death a little sus when he told Hip Hop DX, "I can't believe it's 10 years and I have never till this day been able to accept the circumstances." That's a lot of these little weird situations with folks getting found in hotel rooms, and they always be by themselves in a hotel somewhere in some strange ish. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on with these celebrities and hotel rooms? Checking the 27 Club? You know what this is. Then he also said in an interview with Vlad TV that to him, the death just didn't add up.
It's like, I heard some shit about he has clothes on or something. I don't know. Like, I don't really know if all this is true, but I just heard parts like, I'm like, what happened to my guy?
Right.
And then they come out with the official. It was a mixture of some stuff, the prescription and something else or something that I don't really know. But with me, I never really heard something that would give that closure for me. Mm-hmm. I never really heard anything tangible or true, like what happened to my guy.
Now, let's talk about the Pimp C and Beyonce situation, because honestly, this rabbit hole goes deep. Okay, I know that a lot has been said about what really happened to Pimp C, including the allegations that Jay-Z was the one who had him unalived because of his alleged involvement with Beyonce. But even before that, one thing you should know is that Pimp C never liked Jay-Z. And I know that because in an episode of The Art of Dialogue, record executive Greg Taylor told a story about an awkward encounter that happened over the phone with Jay-Z and Pimp C. The story was that shortly after the deal for Jay-Z and UGK to collaborate on Big Pimpin' was cut, he called Pimp C. And then during the call that was unfortunately on speakerphone, he delivered the news to Pimp C. And Pimp C straight up dissed Jay-Z.
We set it up a meeting to go meet with Dame Dash. So we go, after I leave Java, go to Rock, to the Rock. As soon as I sit down there, Dame Dash opened up his checkbook, could have checked for $1 million. I'm like, whoa. He like, I was like, is this for sure? He was like, no. He said, we want to UGK. I was like, what? He's like, we want to with your boys. That's right. So I immediately picked up the phone and called Pimp C. Because all I was trying to get was 100,000. When Dame cut that $1 million, I called Pimp on the phone like, yo, Pimp. And him and Jamal was in the house. And I could hear a tussle or some type of confrontation, right? And I'm like, calm down, bro. Y'all calm down, Pimp.
I ran up the cable bill.
They was fighting. Okay, they was fighting like hard. And I'm like, Pimp, stop whatever you doing right now. I told you what's going down with Jamal when you moved him up in there. I said, but right now, I got $1 million check for you. And all we wanted was 100,000. I was just like, who is that with? I said, with Rockefeller. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. He was like, I'm watching Dan with the checkbook, he writing it out. He was like, ain't that with, over there with Jay-Z? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, tell him to take that check and go give it to Tupac Mama, man. He's gonna be stealing all my shit. I was like, what?
Note that Pimp C refused to take $1 million from Jay-Z's label because he thought they would rip him off, and even said that they should give the money to Tupac's mom. Interesting. What exactly is the connection between Jay-Z and Tupac? And why would Pimp say that they should give the money to Tupac's mom? Anywho, the thing is that Pimp C was vocal about what he knew, and he wasn't one to play the industry game. He called people out. He didn't care who you were. Diddy, Jay, nobody was off limits. And we all know the industry, especially people like Jay-Z and Diddy, don't like loud truth tellers. And then add on to that the allegation that he hooked up with Beyonce and even made a tape. Child, if that wasn't the perfect recipe to have him unalived, I don't know what is. Well, about that alleged relationship with Beyonce, there was a time when Bun B was narrating how one time they were in the studio with Beyonce and Pimp C was there as well. And Jay-Z called the studio to find out who was there. Then when he was told that Beyonce was dressed in a spicy outfit, he demanded that all the men, especially Pimp C, vacate the room.
So he's like, wait a minute, how many dudes are there? And so she's like, oh, it's about 9 or 10 guys, I guess, over there. Where are they now? They're in here, they're in the soundstage, they're kind of watching, watching her film. What is she wearing? They describe the outfit, and he's like, yo, clear the room.
Wow.
So they immediately come over to us, and they kick all of us out, send us up to our dressing rooms.
Wow.
And we're told to stay there.
Wow.
Until we have to shoot.
Okay.
We're not allowed to watch Beyonce dance anymore in the video.
Actually, when Bun B was talking about his interactions with Beyonce, he also recalled the time when Beyonce's father told Pimp C not to hook up with Beyonce.
You know, and Matthew Knowles comes in and he asks Pimp, can I talk to you for a minute? And so they leave out for a couple of minutes and Pimp comes in and he's dying laughing. And we're like, what's wrong? He's like, yo, Matthew Knowles just told me don't f his daughter, man. Please don't. Please, my daughter.
So basically, word on the street is that this is just one of the things that could come up from Beyonce's past if she takes the